Areas and volumes are important measurements for consumers. We will look at both in the next couple of examples. Example 7. Carpet is priced in both square feet and square yards. Of course, we know there are 3 feet in 1 yard. How many square feet are in a square yard of carpet? One technique we might use to solve problems like this is setting up and altering an equation. Remember, an equation is simply a statement that two values are equal. So, 3 feet equals 1 yard is an equation. Now, we can alter this equation in any way we please, as long as we do the same thing to both sides. Since we want to know how many square feet are in 1 square yard, let's square both sides. Squaring the left side, we get 3 squared or 9, feet squared or square feet, and squaring the right side, we get 1 squared or 1, and yards squared or square yards. 9 square feet are equal to 1 square yard, the answer to our question. How many square feet are in 20 square yards? We have 9 square feet equals 1 square yard. To find how many square feet are in 20 square yards, let's use this equation and multiply both sides by 20. Now we will have something is equal to 20 square yards, and that will answer our question. Note, 9 times 20 is 180, so 180 square feet equals 20 square yards. Note, if we were not asked to calculate how many square feet are in 1 square yard, before being asked how many square feet are in 20 square yards, we might have been tempted to reverse the order of operations and multiply our equation by 20 before squaring it. This would result in us finding how many square feet there are in 400 square yards instead of how many square feet there are in 20 square yards as desired. Finally, I would be remiss not to point out the illustration on the left. To understand the illustration, note that a square foot is simply a square with length and width equal to 1 foot. Thus, the small squares each have an area of 1 square foot. Similarly, a square yard is simply a square with both length and width equal to 1 yard. Since there are 3 feet in 1 yard, the large square has the area of 1 square yard. Notice, 9 of the little squares take up the same area as the 1 big square. Thus, there are 9 square feet in 1 square yard, as we calculated here. Example 8. Concrete is usually priced by the cubic yard. How many cubic feet are in 1 cubic yard? Once again, one strategy to use here is to create and alter an equation. We can start with the equation 3 feet equals 1 yard, as we did above. We want to know how many cubic feet are in a cubic yard, so we can cube both sides of the equation. When we cube the left side of the equation, we get 3 cubed or 27, feet cubed or cubic feet. When we cube the right side of the equation, we get 1 cubed or 1, yard cubed or cubic yards. We have that there are 27 cubic feet in 1 cubic yard. How many cubic feet are in 10 cubic yards of concrete? Let's use the equation we made above to answer this question. We have that 27 cubic feet equals 1 cubic yard. We want to know how many cubic feet there are in 10 cubic yards. So let's multiply both sides of this equation by 10. Multiplying the left side by 10, we get 270 cubic feet. Multiplying the right side by 10, we get 10 cubic yards. We get that there are 270 cubic feet in 10 cubic yards. Note, once again, if we were not asked to first find the number of cubic feet in 1 cubic yard, we might be tempted to multiply our original equation by 10 before cubing both sides. The result would mean that we would find the number of cubic feet in 1,000 cubic yards. However, this is not what our question asked us to find. Finally, let's consider the illustration. The small cubes in the illustration show 1 cubic foot, since they each have dimensions 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. The large cube has a volume of 1 cubic yard because it has dimensions 1 yard by 1 yard by 1 yard. Notice there are 27 small cubes in 1 big cube. This means 27 cubic feet have the same volume as 1 cubic yard. This matches what we found earlier.